on tight because Virginia Outdoor Life is coming at you in a Hummer. We're exploring the northern part of North Carolina's Outer Banks. Plus, we're flying through striper season. Watch and learn as we take you fly fishing by the bridge tunnel. We are headed outdoors for the next half hour. Why don't you come along? Virginia Outdoor Life is next. Hi, and how are you? Welcome to Virginia Outdoor Life. You don't have to adjust your sets. Eric has the week off. So for the first time in the history of the show, which is going on, what, 4 decades now, Mike? Something like that? We have a guest host.
I've watched it every week, too.
I know you have.
And we miss Eric terribly, but I'm more than happy to fill in for him.
Well, I appreciate it. For those of you who haven't realized it yet, it's Jane Callahan. She made the quick change from the news set and is now over here helping
I
us
love
out
fishing,
tonight.
so I mean, it was just a natural.
And
yes, I have fished with you before.
And you've caught more fish than I have out there.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, much more.
Oh, God. I feel wonderful.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got a good show tonight.
Yeah, we do, and I understand we're going to the Outer Banks, which is one of my favorite places.
Yes, we are. Before Eric left, he and I got together. We did a little stress relief by taking a Hummer out on the beach, and I know you know a lot about Hummers because you have been out there.
Well, I haven't actually test driven one, but maybe vicariously I can do it through the story. But a couple of years ago when the hurricane was coming, one of many, of course, the first things that they moved from the car dealership into safety were the Humvees.
I can't imagine why with a sticker of $80,000.
Oh, there's something. They say a lot of farmers buy them.
Yeah, they've actually sold quite a few.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's north of Corolla. That's where we're going. The road ends for the most part, so do the people, and that's where our adventure begins. Take a look. Well, if we're going to go four-wheeling, what better way to do it on the beach than in the same car that Arnold's got? Heck, if it's good enough for Arnold, it's good enough for us. That's why we're here with Bob Cakeritz. He's with Mid-Atlantic Humvee. Bob, now this is a demo, so we can probably get this for what, about 73, 74, something like that today?
We can work on the numbers today if you want to do that, Bob.
Yeah, sure. I got a Honda I can trade, so
okay.
I know you can give me a good trade.
No problem. We'll make a real good deal on it.
Hey, I'm liking it. Let's take us on a little tour of this. What do we got here? I mean, this is the off-road vehicle, the end-all off-road vehicle.
Well, it's the ultimate in four-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 4-passenger hardtop 96 model in the civilian version of the Humvee, which is called a Hummer. It's powered by a V8 diesel engine, constant 4-wheel drive. You also have your central tire inflation system. You have a control system in here where you dial just the front wheels. The back wheels are all 4 wheels. Then there's a tire gauge on the side, and you have an air compressor right underneath the hood. We can inflate and deflate the tires from inside the truck as we're traveling along. The vehicle itself has 16 inches of clearance underneath, which is twice as much of what you'll get on any other four-wheel drive that's made today. The body is made out of fiberglass here on the hood, aluminum all the way down through the bottom. Your doors and top are made out of steel, basically rust-proof. You average right around 11, 12 miles to the gallon. This particular model, the 96 model, has dual tanks. Total mileage capacity on your tanks is about 500 miles. It does about 75, 80 miles an hour top speed, which is fast enough when you got 6,800 pounds of truck coming at you. That's fast enough. You can go down these roads that take you back into the houses and stuff like that, and you can just go back through there and have, there's nothing real dangerous or serious about getting back in there. You got to be careful when the tide's rolling in and stuff like that. Sometimes you can get caught up here by the tide. As long as you're not out here gunning in at 65, 70 miles an hour and just tearing the hell out of things. Yeah. They're usually pretty cool about it. Eric, you all set to take her for a ride?
All right, man.
Let's do it.
Give her a shot. Some ideas that might help you as you try to drive on the beach. First of all, when you start out in soft sand, start out gradual, nice and slow. Don't give it a lot of gas. Don't floor it, even though you're in soft sand, you'll just dig a deeper hole. Now, as you move down the beach, most of the time you'll be in somebody else's tire tracks. It is much easier on the vehicle and on you and everything in the vehicle if you can stay right in those tire tracks. drop your air pressure in your tires. We run 20 pounds of air pressure in these tires on the Ford Explorer, and I've found that most of this type of utility vehicle like this will work very well with 20 pounds of air. Never make any sharp turns if you can possibly avoid it when you're in the soft sand. If you make a sharp turn, you just dig your wheels in and you can get in big trouble. So just some ideas of how to get around in the soft sand. I know a lot of people out there have utility vehicles. They like to come up on the beach. So good luck, good driving, and you take it easy, I think you'll be all right.
Have you ever taken a four-wheel drive on the beach?
That was the first time.
Yeah.
And it was terrific, I tell you, man.
It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It really is.
I understand there's a bridge going into Corolla. That's going to really increase the traffic over there. I guess it's all the more reason that you really need to know how to do it.
Well, we say there's a bridge coming in, but you say they've been trying to do that down there for years.
It's been
now.
a topic of conversation for years.
Yeah.
Don't really know what the status is. I'm not going to pretend I do. Sorry, folks.
We shall find out in the future. Only time will tell. Now, I know you enjoy fishing, of course.
Oh, of course I do, ever since I was a kid. Freshwater, saltwater, you name it.
It doesn't matter. She's a fishing fool. And you should enjoy the next story we got coming up, and I think Jan will too, because it's fly fishing out on the bay. They are fishing for striper. We'll tell you how they did and what they did and how they did it and how you can get started fly fishing when Virginia Outdoor Life rolls on. Next.
All right, let's make sure he's 18, I'm sure he is.
Welcome back to Virginia Outdoor Life here on News Channel 3. I'm Bob Matthews. Eric has the week off in case you're just joining us or we've gotten preempted by football. Odds are we're not even going to see that first segment that we just did because of the tech game. But anyways, Jane Callahan's with us, and we're so glad that you are filling in for Eric this week.
Glad to be here.
Oh, good. And now it's, of course, time for your favorite part of the show, which is fishing.
Fishing, yes, sir. You know.
This was, of course, we did this story, or Eric did the story, I should say. Listen to me taking credit for it. He and Don Russell, anglers from Lab Outfitters, they went out first day of rockfish season and took their fly rods with them. Rod is an accomplished fly fisherman. Together they went out into the bay alongside the Bay Bridge Tunnel and they let the flyers fly. Let's see.
Okay, we have Ron Russell here from the Orvis shop here in Virginia Beach. So we've asked Ron to come by and give you some tips on it. It's becoming the fastest growing segment of saltwater fishing. A lot of people are interested in it. Ron's going to show you how to get involved right now while the stripers are fishing is so good. It's an ideal opportunity to get out and do some fly fishing and actually catch some fish. Ron, why don't you show us what you got here?
All right. I'm going to start out real quick with just some of the basic equipment that we use. This happens to be an Orvis rod. It's called the Trident series, and it was developed with the submarine technology. They put dampening material in here to soften the shake when you cast. It's loaded up with an Orvis reel. It has a clear, slow sinking line on it, which is called the sly line, and it's standard fly line length. It has a weight forward taper in it. It's a 9-weight line matched up to a 9-weight rod. The rod length is about 9 foot. It can vary between 8 to 12 foot depending on the type of fishing that you want to do. For most saltwater fishing in the Chesapeake Bay area, coastal waters, inland, even in the surf, I like a 9-foot 9-weight rod. And I've got it rigged up with a 7.5-foot leader. We've found from experience that most saltwater species are not leader shy, therefore you don't need a long 12-foot leader like you would if you were trout fishing. The fly that I've got on here right now is a lefty deceiver, red and white pattern. My favorite fly for catching striped bass in Chesapeake Bay. The easiest way to cast these bigger flies, 1/0, 2/0, is to use a double haul method of casting versus a single haul, which a lot of freshwater fishermen use. And the double haul process involves loading up the line to match the load in the rod. You make about 2 or 3 good false casts, feed a little bit of line each time, and let it shoot out. You get about a 50-foot cast. That's plenty fishing around the bridge tunnel out here where they've got plenty of rocks and structure. On the stripping, bringing the fly back in on the retrieve, I've got a stripping basket here, homemade job, and what I'm doing is I'm just feeding the line back through my fingers, grabbing a little section of it about 6 inches at a time, stripping it slow, and feeding it right into the basket to catch the line. great advantage to it is I don't hook up on any of the boat hardware, nets, gaffs, you name it, feet, belt buckles, anything that's hanging around in the boat. The line's in the basket, and it coils out a lot easier the next time that you go to make a cast. You feed it out, and it comes right out of the basket.
Hooked up?
Fish on.
Fish on. Yes. Yes. Better move Nice job, my man.
We were casting up into the rocks, get as close up into the rocks as you could. And I'm using a slow sinking line, so we just let the line drift, dead drift in the current. As soon as the line starts to belly around towards the back of the boat, I was strip retrieving back in. And the next cast, you do the same thing, you work your way down through the rocks. And fortunately, we hooked up here.
Good job, nice fish. First rockfish of the season, for luck, we're gonna let him go.
It's not real hard to learn the basics as far as, you know, how to do the practice cast and actually throw it out, but getting good at it and getting to where you can put the lure right where you want to put it on the water, that's an entirely different
It's
story.
all in the wrist. Now, my friend
Absolutely.
Charlie Carter told me that he did very well with
Yeah.
rockfish. Now, I don't know if he did it through fly fishing or not. I personally have never tried it, but I'm about to now. I'm
All right.
convinced. I
Hey,
think it looks like fun.
Well, I'm glad we were able to inspire you. And yeah, everybody was saying the first day of rock fishing season that, man, they were just jumping. in
Yeah,
the
I heard a
boats.
lot of stories about people that were just doing great with it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a lot of fun.
And the obvious reason is, of course, because I wasn't with them. Anytime I go out, it's the kiss of death. We never catch anything when I
All right,
go
we'll
out.
never have you in a story, I suppose.
That might be possible, you know, depending on how adamant the anglers are. That's quite possible. All right, picture time is coming up. We're going to pull out the outdoor scrapbook, take a great look at the great pictures that you, the viewers, have sent in to us. In the meantime, though, let's check out what's coming up on the outdoor calendar. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Virginia Outdoor Life here on News Channel 3. Now, Jen, this is the time of the show when we always do the outdoor scrapbook. So these are the pictures that everybody sends
Oh, yeah,
in.
and I can't wait to see some of these pictures.
Then
We
you
have the
start it
info,
off.
and of course, it's all been left to our imagination.
That's right.
So we're going to start with Jessica Rhodes of Chesapeake. Now, Jessica is 4.5 years old. She caught 2 croaker. She caught these last July. Look at the size of these croaker.
Not bad, huh?
I'll tell you.
Croaker's
I'm
my
as big as
favorite.
she is.
And you know, the thing about it is I always tell her, every time we go out fishing, whenever all else fails, we can always fish for croaker.
I know, and I wonder what she used for bait.
I don't
I'm not
know.
even going to ask Jessica what she used for bait, but anyway, she caught these last July. She says she fishes every weekend, you know, pretty much like I did when I
Right.
was her age. Her parents help her take the hook out. However, she does the rest. Now, I think that is commendable.
Isn't it?
Jessica, I know your folks are very proud of you. Her whole family loves the show. Thank you very much for watching.
And this is Dean Mercier of Elizabeth City. That's a 15.5-pound catfish, and that's some good eating right there. A first-place winner at the Tidewater Cat Masters James River Tournament. That's a deep bottoms ramp. He caught that October 19th. That's some good fish right there.
Okay, now you guys have got to see this next one. Brian and Scott Bloxham of Pocosin. Look at this flounder.
That's a
this is
flounder.
11 pounds, 3 ounces. I don't think I've ever seen an 11-pound, 3-ounce flounder
Until now.
this very moment. They caught this last summer fishing off the back river, so maybe that's the place to go for flounder these days. Huh?
If it isn't, it's going to be pretty soon. Finally, Tyler Bly, Hunter Nelson, Brett Edwards of Conway, North Carolina with monster crabs. And
Whoa, look at those things.
I think it's self-explanatory. Tyler's there on the left. He goes to Southampton Middle School. Hunter's in the middle. He goes to Ridgecroft, and so does Brett. And Brett is the one on the right. And thanks to everybody for sending in the pictures this week. Yeah. When you hold it up like that, you look like American Gothic when you do that. That's good.
That's right, but we need to have a very stoic expression on our
Yeah,
faces.
well, that's true.
Yes.
And I've got to wear glasses. And we said that hot product was going to be good this week, folks. And this is called the Rollies. What is it again?
The Rollies Cartige. We have a Rollies Cartige, and then they have the Junior as well.
So you're better at pronouncing it
That's
than
right.
I am.
Pneumatic wheels, lightweight construction.
It's great. You can haul your fishing equipment
That's
around
right. They
in
even
it.
have a little section here you can attach on to put your fishing pole in there.
Not to mention your beach equipment.
2
if you
fishing
don't-
poles,
If,
that's right.
if you don't fish.
Your
And
girlfriend, your baby.
your best friend if he passes out at the beach.
and your liquid refreshments and
Whatever you want to put in.
yeah, I mean, it's just a great item.
Bait's another good idea. Rollies.
Bait on ice, or your fish that you catch.
Exactly. It's bottom line, Rollies makes a great product, and if you don't believe us, just take a look at this.
We're here at Cape Hatteras out on the point, which is a long walk for any walk-on fisherman. However, if you are a walk-on fisherman and don't have a vehicle like we have the Ford Explorer there, this is an ideal situation to help you get your tackle up on the beach. This is a Rollies cart made by the Rollies people right here in Norfolk, Virginia, and you can put everything you need for a day's fishing in this cart. You can put a couple of sand spikes, no problem. You got a chair to sit on, rest yourself. You got a tackle box, cooler, hold your bait, hold your lunch. And you got a great big tackle box here, a big Plano box that'll hold everything in the world you'll ever need to go fishing on the surf. And of course you can use smaller equipment, smaller boxes or a 5-gallon bucket, but what I'm saying is you can put everything you want in there. And it also has 4 rod holders. We have here the big spinning rod, the big conventional, a smaller spinning rod for bait fishing in close, and a speckled trout rod. Once again, no problem getting everything on here. And the real joy of this cart is even after you've got it all loaded down with all this heavy stuff, put the chair on there, put everything in there. These big tires, these big soft tires, you can take this cart with one little finger and pull it anywhere you want to go. So it's a good piece of equipment for the walk-on fisherman, but like I say, out here at the point, it is a long walk. But a lot of other places down here at Hatteras and Ocracoke, you can certainly walk on, and that cart will help you get everything on the beach.
Boy, Eric looks like a happy guy with that.
Yeah, doesn't he though?
All right, now here's what we do. We got a bunch of postcards in here for people to set their name in. You draw a name out, and that person is going to win this thing.
Okay, right, here we go. All right, we got 30 seconds, folks, to get this right. All right.
And the winner is?
John W. Allgood.
Looks like Allgood, yeah.
Newport News, Virginia. You are the winner of this marvelous Rollies Cartes. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Eric also left us our fishing forecast. He's not here, so he wants me to give it to you real quick. You're going to find red drum along the beaches of the Outer Banks with some of the best catching coming around the Avon Pier. Time's also running out for speckled trout, in case you didn't know. However, if you're in a hurry, you're still going to find a few hanging around the Rudy Inlet. Also, our fish of the week is striper. You're going to find a fantastic bunch of striper all along the Bay Bridge Tunnel, as well as the Hampton Roads, Monterey Merrimack Bridge Tunnels, and they're also plentiful bayside up the eastern shore and in the surf down south, so get out there and do a little fishing this weekend. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're going fishing because we're out of time. See you,
Bye.
folks.
It's not the same thing.